talking about resiliency in corporate America as a woman of color, as a Black woman, and basically some of the challenges that we have. Obviously, we know that there are many, way more than any other race will ever have in corporate America, in life,
Different
period,
things.
right? Thrive Global Mediation Solutions Group is my actual business where I go in and train corporations. So I do business consulting with different corporations through my company. And what I do there is really train their employees on like leadership skills, productivity, workplace conflict, a lot of different things. So I'm hired to come in and be that speaker, that consultant, that person to come in and really get their employees back on track with where they need to be as far as productivity, employee morale, and all. Have some attributes of being resilient? Is that something that I'm lacking in? Like, where do I stand when it comes to being a resilient person? And so being resilient is just basically a person able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. And, this doesn't just relate to when it comes to corporations or when it comes to being at work. When I think about being resilient, I think about my life in general, because a lot of the things that we go through in life, right, they're going to carry over to your job and corporate America and how you handle certain challenges that are going to come up with you at work. So I think a lot of our resiliency, it doesn't start, with our jobs. It doesn't start with the people that we have to deal with at work. It starts at home and the challenges that we go through, as Black women, as African Americans, in our daily lives. And a lot of that studies show, this is not something that I'm making up or something that I've said, but being the people that we are, because of all the things that we've gone through, we still lead a very positive and productive life more than anyone else or any other race. So if that's, if you don't take anything else from that, if you came on this presentation feeling, down, sad, or anything like that, think about that collectively, how we are when we come together and collectively, and the thoughts that we have, still we're at the top of the list of people who are still very positive and productive. Feeling, when you spend time with these people, it's really, really important that we look at the circle that we keep around us. That plays a lot of, it plays a major role in how resilient we are, how we handle challenges, problems that occur. It's really not just us and our thoughts, but a lot of it does stem from the people we keep around and the things that we allow in our ears from those people. And then the other thing is social comparison. I think we're all guilty of this, right? It doesn't matter how old you are. I don't know if that's something that will ever end, especially if you're someone who spends a lot of time on social media, or just spend a lot of time with people who, I don't want to say brag, but people who want to up one you all the time. Like if you're spending a lot of time with those types of people, or just scrolling your timeline and looking and wondering how, this person got that and you still don't have your, the things that you want, or your dreams still aren't coming true, those types of things, just really, really be careful with that. Different. So this is like bringing up a lot of stuff for me, and which is why I was so excited to do this presentation, because again, if some of you have never been in these situations before as of yet, hopefully this is something that can help you when you do find yourself in these different situations. So this was a speaking engagement that I had at IBM, and I was hired for one of their Women's Day events. The topic was diversity and inclusion. So I'm already, confident about this topic, right? So my energy is different. It's a room full of women and men of all races, a lot of Black women in there. So, that alone just cheers me up. It just makes me feel super confident. But in bringing this up, okay, again, it takes me back to, why does your confidence leave when you're in certain rooms? There's not a room that you don't belong in. As long as you keep that confidence, keep up the fight and knowing who you are. Say you can, our timeline may not always look like, okay, I want this, and I want it now. And because it doesn't happen now, we think that it never will, or that it's not supposed to. And that's just not the case. And then I go to my mindset. It's time to really shift how we're thinking about ourselves. We are allowing society and other people, you know, to um, just kind of get in our heads and make us feel a certain way about who we are, you know, collectively, just by ourselves, whatever the case may be. I think we are listening too much to how other people see us and not enough of how we see ourselves and who we know we are. I can guarantee you that a lot of us are super confident, you know, when we're looking in the mirror, or um, just when something good that's in our mind, something good that happens, and we're like, oh my gosh, that was just amazing. I did a great job. But let someone else come in and say how they could have done it better, or just telling you all the things that you did wrong, or you know, that you don't look a certain way. What happened to the thoughts that you had before this person came in? So be careful, you know, just really with your mindset, and shifting it to where you know, you don't allow like the outside noise to come in and take away from what you already know and believe about yourself, you know.